Hello, hello. You all hear me? How's everyone doing? If you can hear me in the chat and you can see me, please put in a one. Just let me know that you hear me and you see me. Thank you, Maria Graham. Thank you so much. Welcome. Welcome this evening. Hello, Sherman's Family Farm. How are you? Hello, my sister walking in divine purpose. How are you? Nikki Walker. Hi. Hi, Maria Graham. How's everyone doing today? Thank you guys so much for joining me. And for those that are watching the replay, I want to thank you for coming and watching as well. How is everyone doing today? Yes, let me know where you are coming in from. Hello, KJ's Healthful Living. Hi, daughter. How are you? Good to see you. Glad that you could make it in. Glad that you could make it in. How's everyone doing today? Tell me where you're calling in from. Hi, Anna Nana Garden 8B. How are you? Coming in from South Carolina. Well, all right. Good to see you. Good to see you. Hi, Joshua Gabriel. How are you? Micro Farmer. How are you? Coming in from Connecticut. Hi, Sharon. How are you? How are you? Morris Family Studio. Hello. How are you? Coming in from Houston. BNC Gardening Experiments, Homestead and Baking. Good evening. How are you? How are you? Just let us know where you are coming in from. Good to see everyone today. Good to see everyone. Micro Farmer, did you enjoy your cruise? It looked like you had quite a bit of fun. Yes. Hi, Bobby Wilson. Good evening. How are you? You're coming in from Texas, Growing Zone 9A. All right. Good. Glad you had a great cruise. You're coming in from Queens, New York. Joshua, very good. Very good. Well, welcome in, everyone. Hope everyone's doing well. You guys having a good day so far? Coming in, B&C Gardening Experiments, Homestead and Bacon. You're coming in from Alabama, Zone 8B, Grow Zone 8B. All right, doing well? Good, good. Good to see everyone. Good to see everyone tonight. Hope everyone had a wonderful day. Listen, I really want to thank everyone. Hey, Hands in the Dirt, how are you? Good to see you. Just telling everyone where we are coming in from. Hello, Veggie Farm, how are you? Good to see you. Food by Faith, Garden to Table, how are you? Good to see you. I see some of my folks that participated in the hashtag Jar It Up 2023 challenge coming on in. Orlando Martin, good to see you. Jamaican, living in the Bahamas. Well, all right. Welcome in. Welcome in. Yolanda the Gardener, good evening. Good evening. How are you? How are you? Good to see you. Morris family, I want to talk a little bit more about your book probably next week. Yes. Love your journal. Love your journal. So that's something that I want to talk about probably next week. She has a beautiful journal out, and I'll spend some time maybe next week talking about that. Yes. So, welcome in, everyone. Hope everyone has had a wonderful day today. Really just wanted to come in today. Thank everyone for participating in the hashtag Jarred Up 2023 challenge. Hello, Marquita. How are you? Welcome in. Welcome in. And tomorrow is really the last day. I've seen some folks coming in today, posting some things. I'll post one thing next tomorrow. And yes, I'll post some things tomorrow, and then we will be finished with the month of January. But listen, we're not stopping. We are going to continue on the third the third week of every month. We will be doing the Jar It Up, the hashtag Jar It Up 2023 challenge. I know I had someone ask me if I could just continue on, but those of you that are participating, and those of you that make videos, you also know that it does take quite a bit of time. I do like to go ahead and get things done, get things canned up, but at the same time, I don't video a lot of things. So it has been a challenge for me videoing. I've really enjoyed it, and this challenge has really helped me get some things jarred up. How are you doing, Brampton? How are you, Brampton Gardner? Yes, yes, you are coming in from Canada. Is that correct? So yes, we are going to continue to jar it up, but I will have a new challenge for the month of February. So please stick around to the end so we can talk about the new challenge that I have for everyone in the month of February. But don't forget, I will put out a video at the very end to wrap up and tie in everything that we've done in the month of January. You know, there have been a lot of great recipes that have been put out, a lot of canning, a lot of medicinal things that have been put out. So this has been very exciting. You did your yoga and you're chilling on the couch with Dexter. That's good to hear, Brampton Gardner. That is really good to hear. So yeah, so we really wanted to come to you today to talk about ways to deal with the rising food costs. I know uh, all of us have seen the rise in food costs, and there are so many things that we can do to help with those rising food costs, you know. And I know that some of you have some great ideas. A lot of people in here are gardeners, but I'd like to think beyond gardening today as we think about ways that we can help with the rise in food costs. You know, there are so many people that are struggling right now to actually put food on the table. And some of you may be doing that. And, you know, although a lot of us are gardeners, that is an expense. And when you're just trying to eat today, you know, we have to take gardening off the table if you're trying to eat today, right now. Prices are going crazy, Maria. They really are. Hello, how are you doing? The Bible Quiz channel. Good to see you. Hi, Not For Nothing Homestead. Hey, Ginger, how are you? Good to see you. Yes, and so with so many people struggling right now to put food on the table and in their children's lunches, it's time that we really think about that and maybe think about other things as well. We can talk about gardening, but we'll talk about that later. So I really just wanted to talk about ways that we uh, could help with the rising costs, you know. I think one things and first things that I would say would be to know what you have in your pantry. You know, how many people in here know what they have in their pantry? Just know that food banks and pantries should be an option for you because some large stores cannot get the food, so they donate it. That is so true, Food by Faith. And that's actually on my list. You know, don't be ashamed to go to these food banks. That's what they're there for. That's absolutely right. And just know that in your area, look around for your food banks. A lot of the local churches, I know in my area, a lot of the local churches, they actually donate food and they have food banks as well. So that's also an option. How are you doing, Nikki? The everyday life of an OCD chick. Good evening. Good evening. Good to see you. Good to see you. Thank you guys, all of my moderators out there. Thank you so much for coming in. We appreciate it. I do appreciate it. Appreciate all of you coming in today. I think I'm trying to, am able to keep up with everyone. And if I don't, you know, one of the things that Not For Nothing Homestead likes is when I say don't charge it to my heart if I'm not able to keep up. Your pantry needs to be rotated. That is so true, Sharon. That is one of my problems as well. You know, as you stock up and you stock up quite a bit, you need to make sure that you're rotating your food. That's a big thing. You need to know what you have in your pantry. You need to be able to rotate that pantry. And the other thing is you need to cook the food that you have in your pantry. If you have some things that are out of date, like your canned goods, just don't automatically throw those things away. Don't throw those things away automatically. Those things can last much longer. And so you just need to do some research to see how long those types of things can last after the expiration date. Those are your canned foods, your things like that, not your home canned foods, but your canned foods. You love that saying. You love that saying. Yes, yes. So, the other thing that I used to do really well was to meal plan. I did a great job of meal planning, and I still am getting back to that. And that's really working with what I have in my pantry, working with what I have in my pantry. And that was one of the reasons that I wanted to go ahead and do this canning challenge, because I had so much in my pantry. Everything that I canned, I didn't have to go out and buy anything. Everything I had, everything I canned, I already had. So that is something that's very important to do, is to make sure that you're able to meal plan, around the foods that you have in your pantry. Hey, Barb Brownlee, how are you? I'm doing well. I'm doing well. Good to see you. Good to see you. And some of the other things that you can do is you can shop sales. That's one of the things that there are still stores that have sales. The sales papers still come out. So you certainly can shop those sales. And one thing that is important to do is to know what the prices are. And one of the things that I keep a notebook. I don't pay a lot for it. This is actually my 2023 little tablet, actually. And I've been keeping tablets for a very long time. This is actually I've had this one in 2015. I don't know if you can see that, but every year I have a tablet and I put different things in it. And in 2015, I put the prices of almost everything that I bought. I was really an avid budgeter, to be honest. I budgeted everything. I wrote every single thing down for many, many years. And that just comes along with my background, very detailed like that. So I wrote down everything. And so the prices of chicken wings, I wrote it all. And so I can go back, and actually from 2015, I'm looking at the prices. I started looking at it, and in all honesty, the prices really aren't too much higher in 2015 as they are today. You know, I'm looking like the chicken wings, $2.99 a pound, chicken thighs, $4.99 a pound, breast, $5.99 a pound, and legs, $1.99 a pound. Honestly, it's really not too different right now. And so, as I thought that it would have been much higher, it's really not. From 2015 to today, that's really different. Brampton, you use the Flip app. I'm sorry. Yes. And there's also, when I think of apps, there's Ibotta app. I don't know. Does anyone else have any other types of apps? Food by Faith, the Aldi ad, and the Lidl, they put their sales on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. Yes, I think a lot of the grocery stores put their sales ads out on Tuesday or Wednesday. And so you can really see what the sales are. A lot of times it's, Aldi, if you have a Lidl by you, or a Walmart, those places are usually very good prices. Yes, Veggie Farm. I am very detailed, or I used to be extremely detailed. So I wrote down everything, and it really came in handy, because that's the other thing, is to have a budget, having a budget and sticking to that budget, a food budget, it really does help. And that's one of the things I did. I was really, really good at that. So every store that I shopped, I have my Trader Joe's, I have my Publix, I have my Costco. Those were my primary stores, and I have the prices of all of that. hands in the dirt. I even have the commissary prices in here. So I did a lot of I was really good in detail, and this was back in 2015. You love to have lists and see written information. Absolutely. That's the one thing when you go to the grocery stores too, is to make sure that you have your list and don't go in with just getting random things. And everyone, I think, in here knows not to go to the grocery store hungry, because that's when you end up with a lot of different things that you didn't necessarily plan on getting. Yeah, like I even have the commissary prices in here, So those are on your bases, your military bases or post, depending on which branch of service you're in. That's where what the commissaries are for those that don't really know that. Yes. And so, coupons are still a thing, digital coupons now. So you just clip them on your phone and you'll have some digital coupons. You write out your budget monthly, and you love to make meal plans from what you have before you opt to go shopping. That's an excellent idea, Food by Faith, Garden to Table. It's really a great idea to have those things written down. There's something called the Fetch app. I'm writing these apps down because I haven't heard of these apps. So there's the Fetch app as well. What does that app do, Anna? What does that particular app do? You've been going to the commissary more often lately. Oh yes, due to the rising pricing. Now I haven't been to the commissary in quite some time. Food by Faith. In all honesty, I just did a shopping trip here recently, grocery store shopping trip. And I haven't, it's the largest one I've done in a very long time. So I'll show that one. And again, I shop the perimeter of the store, my fresh vegetables and fruit. Did I get any meat? I don't even think I bought any meat. I still have a freezer full of meat. Take pictures of your receipts and it gives you gift cards. Oh, wow. Okay, that's very similar to a different one. I can't think of the name of it. So Fetch, that's a pretty good one. I'm going to write that down. I'll look into that. So I hope you all are looking into some of these, some of the ways to save money. What other ways are you all able to save money? On food, that is, with the rising cost of food. I also think buying frozen vegetables is a good idea. Sometimes we overlook the frozen vegetables, but right now they may be cheaper than the fresh vegetables. So that's one of the things to look into as well. The frozen vegetables. And a lot of the stores are still having markdowns. I know one of the stores that I go to, especially if I go on a Monday, they have a lot of markdowns on their fresh vegetables. And so it's a really good thing to make sure in those stores where those markdowns are. And if you are a preserver, it's a good opportunity to get some vegetables that are marked down and you can preserve them. One of the things I see all the time marked down is cut up cabbage. I see that marked down a lot. Hi, Cheryl Faulkner. How are you? Good to see you. Good to see you. Hey, Growing with Hudson. How are you doing, sis? Good to see you. Shelby uses the app where you can take pictures of the receipts. You don't know the name of that one. You just give her all of your receipts. Yes, there are several, but and I can't think of the name of those. I know there's the Ibotta, but I'm not sure of some of the other ones. Hey, Yankee sister, how are you? Good to see you. Good to see you. But those apps, they really are a good way to save money and to get I guess gift cards back. To get gift cards, some of them actually give you money back to your accounts as well. And so that's a great way to save. And I think one of the other ways is to repurposing food when you may get tired of your leftovers, turn your rice into fried rice, etc. That's a very good idea, KJ. That's a very good idea. It is. Need to do an inventory of your freezer. Keep thinking it's full. Don't even know. Exactly, Veggie Farm. I have several freezers. And one of them, I'm not exactly sure what's in that freezer. I do know around the perimeter, but to get deep in there, I'm not exactly sure what all is in there. So I need to do that, is to get deep in that particular freezer for sure. And that's one of the reasons, again, I was trying to empty out these freezers by canning, but as soon as I empty it, I fill it right back up, you know. So that's one of the things that I like to do to make sure that I have plenty of food on hand, you know. And I do like to shop the sales, and some stores are just cheaper than other stores, and I do try to get the food from those stores. You know, we talk about buying seasonally. That has really changed. Hello, Gail. How are you? Good to see you. I appreciate it. Welcome. Welcome. I appreciate it. I appreciate you. And that really is a good thing when we talk about buying seasonally, because now you can buy all year round. Right now, I think if you look in some of your stores, you'll see the seasoning. You see citrus. Citrus is on sale. Your winter squashes, those are on sale. I see quite a bit of those. So that's one of the things we have to learn to do. Your potatoes and carrots, things like that, you know, and onions. And if you have those staples, you can make anything with that. A lot of soups and stews. Yes, couponing from the newspaper and the magazines. Barb Brownlee, that is so true. I don't know about you, but I get coupons in the mail with the when the Aldi paper comes out, there are coupons in the mail then, and you can use that and add that along with some of your digital coupons in these stores, and you can really save money by doing that. You know, no shame in my game. I'm going to save some money if I can by doing that. How are you doing, my granny's garden? Good to see you. Good to see you. So yeah, those are several ways to save money. And one of the things that I think most people in this chat does is cook your food at home. Hey, Yankee Sister Homestead, how are you? Good to see you. I don't think I spoke to you earlier. Good to see you. But yes, cook your food at home and eat your food at home. You know, that's one of the things that I think most everyone in here does, because I see you all cooking some really good meals. And that's one of the things that I enjoy doing, and it's a great way to save money, is to cook your meals at home. And one of the biggest things is not to waste food. Doesn't make any difference how big your fridge or freezer is. Exactly, Gail. That's exactly that's the truth. You're gonna fill it up. That is so true. And as I was saying, I was taking things out of my freezer, and just as soon or quick as I can take it out, I was filling it back up. You know, your husband, Maria says her husband is a good cook. He was a chef for 50 years and he's retired now. Wow, that is great. So I know that you're doing some good eating. If your husband was a chef for 50 years, that is great, Maria. Yes, and so you probably have, or he probably has all sort of tricks and tips to cooking, and probably saving money as well. You know, our mother, she was a caterer, you know. So not only did she cater, she also baked, you know. And so she baked wedding cakes. She did a lot of wedding cakes. And as you all know, I say this often, I had a family, there were 10 of us, and so we knew, my mom and dad, they knew how to save money, and they cooked. We ate what was cooked. No one had a special meal. You know, nowadays the meals are a lot more abundant. You know, like we would have, I don't know if any of you know about cornbread and milk. That was a simple, it was a meal. It was a Saturday meal, either pinto beans and cornbread or cornbread and milk. You're going to need a homemade roll recipe. Yes, but did any are you any of you familiar with that? Just having cornbread and milk as a meal? Are any of you used to that? You keep leftovers in vacuum sealed bags, freeze, and we use them as yes, Yankee sister. That's a very good way to save money. Keep the leftovers, vacuum seal them, freeze them, and then just pull them out for a quick meal. They are, Nikki, the everyday life of an OCD chick. Today's meals are tailored. You know, this kid has this kid has that, mom has this, dad has that. It's so different now. You know, we ate what was at the table, you know, and I didn't like buttermilk when I had cornbread. So I either ate that or I may not have eaten. Your husband loves cornbread and buttermilk. Well, Sharon, I think we may be the only ones that know about the cornbread and milk. Ruth in Georgia Backyard Garden, how are you? How are you doing? Oh, I'm glad to see you. Welcome in. Glad that you were able to make it. Hey, Gardening with Stacy, good to see you. I'm liking your new channel. Good to see you. Kim Stage, her gardening, her life. Good evening. Good evening. How are you? Good to see you. We're in here right now. We're just talking about ways that we can save money due to these rising food costs. Just trying to help one another save some money. Gail says her kids are living and cooking with you, so you eat all the leftovers. The kids are wasteful. I found myself trying to eat these leftovers too, Gail. And then I just do like I think it was Yankee Sister said, and put them in the freezer. Maria, you had 8 brothers growing up on the farm. Your mom cooked 3 meals a day. You know about that cornbread and milk as well. You must be from the South. You like that cornbread and buttermilk too, Yolanda. So you know about that too. Those were very quick meal, and they were a meal. That's what we ate. That was a Saturday meal, you know. White bread, warm milk, salt and pepper, pinto beans, and cornbread. And so we ate very simple meals. Hello, Miss Shirley OG Gardner. How are you? Good to see you. Good to see you. The meals then were very, very simple, you know, and we ate them and we were good. Hey, walking in divine purpose. Hey, sis. Love to you too. Love to you too. And so one of the things we're just doing really is talking about ways to save money. My Renaissance grandma, I don't know if I spoke to you. If I did, forgive me, but hello, how are you doing? How are you? Your grandma would eat cornbread and buttermilk or cornbread and green juice. What's green juice? My granny's garden. I haven't heard of that, but I definitely know about that, about buttermilk and cornbread. Food by faith. Your house has dropped from 5 to 2. Okay, so your friend purchased you a smaller pot so that you wouldn't overcook and have food to throw away. You're learning to do more and more about not cooking too much. Yes, we're a family of 2 right now too. My youngest daughter's out. My oldest daughter is on her own. She's on here right now. She's married with 2 children. And right now at home it's just me and my husband. So it is harder to cook for 2 people. Hi RX Nails, how are you? Good to see you. Good to see you. Kim Stage her gardening. Kim Stage her gardening her life. How are you doing? Good to see you. Good to see you, Mike's Chaotic Gardener. How are you? We're just coming in talking about ways to save money with these rising food costs. You know, inflation is still a thing. It's going to continue. How are you, Lala? Good to see you. Good to see you. And we're just trying to help one another to save some money here right now. And then we also have the shrinkflation that's going on. All your what used to be a 16 ounces is now 12 ounces. So we really have to look at things when we're doing that. Glad you're doing good. Good. Glad you're doing good. So those are some things that we are looking at. I wrote down some things out, and the chat will be up again. So there are some different apps that are out that some folks talked about earlier on that you can go to load your or take pictures of your receipts, and you can get some some gift cards by doing that. Growing with Hudson, beans go a long way. Beans really do go a long way. I love my beans. If you saw any of my hauls through Azure Standard, I love my beans, my 25 pounds of beans. I tell you, when my mom was alive and I started buying my beans in 25 pounds, she thought that was the funniest thing, and to can my beans like I do, she just thought that was the funniest thing. But I'm all about simple. I talk about that a lot. Simple meals. I'm a simple cook. I can cook a little more, but I am a very simple cook. I like easy. Hello, happy Monday to you, Sydney Johnson's family. How are you? Good to see you. Good to see you. And that's one of the things that I think that helps me to save money. If you are just getting in, one of the things I talked about earlier on was that one of the things I did back in 2015, and I do it from time to time, is very detailed. I just keep a list of prices, what I pay for everything. And back then, I wrote down every single thing that I purchased. I would write it all down. Hi, Jones Truth 67. Good to see you. Good to see you. And I would just keep that list. And so I know what I paid for everything, and it was just very important to know that. Our generation, Yankee Sister says, our generation is still a spillover from the Depression era generation on being frugal. Yankee Sister, we were definitely very frugal. KJ, she can speak to it. She was raised very frugally. Broke Farmer, what's up? How are you? Good to see you. Good to see you. She was raised like that, and that's just what she knew. That's what I knew. And we didn't spend on a lot of special cuts. We just didn't. We ate very, very simple. A lot of chicken back then. Yes, you still carry on that frugal tradition. Talking about food got you hungry on this meatless Monday. The hands in the dirt. I haven't had any meat today either, and honestly, I hadn't even thought about it. That I haven't. I'm glad. I'm glad you mentioned it was Meatless Monday. I hadn't even thought about it, but I haven't had any meat today. Meat is one of the most expensive things in our meals, and so I think that's one of the things that we can do is to cut back on the meat. Definitely cut back on the meat, and I think I may have missed someone. Kenyatta's Journey, how are you? Good to see you. Good to see you. If I've missed you, please don't charge it to my heart. I'm trying to read everything and still talk about some of the things or ways that I know to save money from many years of living pretty frugally. Soups and stews, absolutely. Soups and stews are a great way to save money. They really are. Use those store cards, make sure that you do that. And we talked earlier, about food banks, and there are food banks in most places, and not to be ashamed to go to those food banks. Soups sound good. Yes, especially when you make your soups, you can put so many frugal vegetables in the soup, your celery and carrots and potatoes. Those things are quite frugal. Hi, Cassandra South Fulton Garden. Hello, how are you? How are you doing? Yes, and so there are so many ways that we can help. One of the things is to eat whole foods. Soups freeze very well. Soups really do freeze very well. You can freeze them flat also, to be honest, in a um, a bag, Ziploc bag. You can freeze them flat, and you can get a lot of soups like that frozen, and then just pull them out at any time. You're thinking you're going to go stir fry some squash and some rice, and see, that's a really good meal also, and it's economical. hands in the dirt. You know, a lot of people have rice and beans on hand, you know, because those were considered the very cheap things to have, rice and beans, right? And there are so many ways that you can prepare your rice and beans. So many ways you can prepare your rice and beans. I have, well, in my jar it up. You saw something what I did with the rice today, you know, and then I just showed one way of my beans, but I canned some beans in a different way that I didn't even put on the on online. I didn't put that video out, and I won't put that one out because I didn't record it. But there are so many ways that you can save. So true with egg. Let's see, Morris Family Studio eggs and rice. If the eggs are on sale. Now, Morris Family, we've talked about the rising cost of eggs here. I'm telling you, for a couple of weeks, that the price of eggs are going up, but they're still relatively a cheap protein. You know, you love soups, you make pea soup, you turn it, yes, the next day it's stewed peas and just steam some rice and it tastes so good. Walking in divine purpose. That's what I'm talking about. You know, there's just so many ways to remake your food and not let it go to waste. Well, thank you so much, Cheryl. You're enjoying the videos. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I appreciate all of your support through the videos, watching the videos, and commenting on all of them, as a matter of fact. Hello, J3GS Farm. How are you doing? How are you? Good to see you. Yes, KJ, check out your local agricultural colleges if you're close to one. They grow food on the campuses. And they give that food away. Is that correct, KJ? They give that food away that they grow. Eggs are higher than the bacon. That's true, growing with Hudson. The eggs are higher than the bacon. Egg wearing clothing here in Jamaica. So yes, that the eggs are definitely much higher than the bacon right now. But you know, you can do so many different things with the eggs. For sure. Soups used to be a clean. Yes, you can clean out your refrigerator by making soups. I think people still tend to do that. Some of us do that just to make sure that we don't have any food waste. And before the food gets bad, for me, I do just put that food in the freezer. Especially my meats. You just can't have food going to waste right now. It's just with everything going up. We really need that food, you know, and stockpiling your food whenever you can. If you have the funds, it's a great thing to do, to be able to stockpile your food, you know. So one of the things I want to remind everyone, you had leftover pizza. Pizza's a good thing to make as well. It's pretty easy if we make our foods that we go out to eat, the foods that we eat out, we can learn to make those at home. I think Growing with Hudson said something about doing that, you know, and I think a lot of us, you learn to make those things that you really enjoy eating out, learn to make those things at home. And that way you also know what you have. Jones Truth 67 says your landlord installed the range hood too low, your canning pot won't fit, and he's not willing to raise the hood. Oh, so you may have to do your canning. Do it outside or purchase you one of the Cadco range tops like I have. You know, that does an excellent job for me when I'm canning. Gardening with Stacy, buying in bulk, it really does help. It does help. And that way you can keep it for a while. Eggs, Barb Brownlee says the eggs are from $3.69 to $4.99 a dozen. Stock up when the 8 counts were not 99 cents. Wow. 18 counts were 99 cents a dozen, and a 12 count was 99 cents. That is great. You've been stocking up on noodles, broke farmer. Hey, sifting some soils and more. How are you? Good to see you. Good to see you. You just made your first homemade pizza on Friday. Yolanda the gardener, I'm sure that it was really good. There's nothing like a homemade foods. And homemade pizza is great to have, you know, and you can clean out your refrigerator with the homemade pizza as well. You really can clean out your refrigerator doing that. And don't forget, like KJ said, to check out your colleges, especially your agricultural colleges, and see what they have on campus. Because then you can go to those campuses and they have gardens. That's one of the things they do at those agricultural schools. If you have any in your area, we have a couple here in North Carolina, and so it's good to go to those schools to be able to get that. I think they also have fruit on campus as well. Fruit trees. So broke fruit trees at the colleges, broke farmer. So you may have to go and check out some of those agricultural colleges and see what type of fruit trees they have that you may want to get. Eggs are only $4 a dozen. Jones Truth, the 67. What area are you in, Jones Truth? What area are you in? Yes, go check on it. Check on it. You need some chickens, but in Jamaica you can't grow chickens in certain places. Moreover, you need a license to grow chickens. So callaloo and rice is great. Don't need any meat. I did grow some callaloo for the first time, walking in divine purpose, and it was really good. I did grow it, it was good. Gail Hopper says she has an Asian pear and you love it, an Asian pear tree. That is really good that you have that. I have a peach tree. I had several, but my squirrels killed most of them. But this one tree still grows. But all the squirrels, they eat all the peaches, so I still haven't gotten any. How you doing, GT Grows in Alaska? Good to see you. Good to see you. Welcome in. Welcome in. Welcome to everybody. Listen, I appreciate all of you coming. Today, we're really just talking about ways that we can save money on our groceries. Uh, and a lot of people had some great ideas. You know, the food prices, they're just continuing to rise. Thank you so much, Walking in Divine Purpose. I appreciate you. I appreciate you coming. And thank you to my moderators. I appreciate you very much. And I thank everyone for coming in. Your Jamaican neighbor grows callaloo and you love it. So you get an opportunity to get some callaloo, Cheryl, from your neighbor. And they grow pretty easily. I know I think hands in the dirt, did you have an issue with yours dying back? Because that happened to me too. I was thinking that the callaloo was more like a collard or a mustard green, but they're really not. And I don't know why I was thinking that, because they grow in the Caribbean really well. So I should have harvested all of them before it got too cold, but it did get pretty cold. And so my callaloo just died back. I did get a lot of it and it really was good. So I'll be growing more of that this year. Sherman's Family Farm, you just went up to five. Oh, your eggs went up to $5 a dozen at the produce stand. You're selling them for $4. Oh, wow. So they just went up another dollar. Callaloo makes a good soup. Your callaloo died with the cold hands in the dirt. I remember you talking about that. Yes, and then mine did also. Not for nothing. That's okay, Ginger. Not for nothing, Homestead. That's okay. You're going to drop. You're very good. Good. I hope that we'll have some more folks. I've seen some dropping them tonight, but some folks are getting those videos in. The tomorrow is the last day of January for our hashtag Chart Up 2023 challenge. Hello, Linda, the New Orleans gardener. Good to see you. You're not late. You're just fine. You're just fine. Good to see you. We're in here talking about ways to save money to beat these rising costs. Yes, Vincent Lumen, Flat Farmer. How are you? How are you? Good to see you. Good to see you. Welcome in. Welcome in. So that's one of the things we're talking about. A lot of ways that we can beat the rising costs, ways that we can beat the inflation. the shrinkflation, that as well. And a lot of people have some really good ideas in here. Meal planning, I'll get back to that. Meal planning is definitely a great way and one of the best ways to help. And I've gotten away from meal planning. I really have. And that's one of the things that I have to get back to. You know, if I don't make the plan, then I don't take the meat out of the freezer. And I know if you have those Instapots, you don't have to, but I don't have an Instapot yet. And I don't know quite yet how I feel about it. I'm just old school. I put things in my crock pot and I just let it go. I'm just really old school and I like to do that. And I do have some other folks in here, Yankee Sister talking about how, we're those of us that are very frugal, grew up really frugal. So Yankee Sister, are you saying that you're the only girl out of the brothers? You're the only girl? You love your crock pot growing with Hudson. I do. You want an Instapot or a crock? Yes. I love my crock pot. I have several crock pots. I just haven't purchased a Instapot yet. I just haven't. Instapot save you many nights to cook. That's what they say, Veggie Farm, that the Instapot, you can just put your frozen meat in there. And does it taste good? Does it taste good? Is the meat hard? Is the meat, I don't know how the meat will be cooking it that quickly in the Instapot. I guess it's kind of similar to pressure cooking, you know, kind of similar to pressure, but a lot quicker than that. Yes, thank everyone for coming in and joining in the chat. I appreciate everyone. You love your crock pot and your Instapot. Okay, my granny's garden. I'm gonna have to look into that one of these days. I will. The Instapot is great. It's tender. Okay, in very short amount of time. Okay, that's good to know. That's good to know. Both the Instapot. Hi, Nicole Gross. How are you? Good to see you. Good to see you. So in the Instapot, it cooks a lot quicker. So if I'm running late or something like that, I can come home and put some frozen meat in there and and the Instapot will be fine. It is a pressure cooker fruit buffet. Okay. So that's really what that Instapot is. Really, it's just is like a pressure cooker. Okay, I got it. And it cooks just as tender. Tastes just fine long as you season it well. Okay. Good, good. I do remember the pressure cooker. I don't think it has the sound as the pressure cooker and not as and I will be fine with the pressure cooking. Hi, Bobby Wilson. I don't know if I spoke to you earlier or not. Good to see you. I'm speaking to you again if I did. It's good to see you. So that's one of the things that we have been talking about, your pressure cooker dinner in 30 minutes. Yes, yes. And so your daughter cooks for you. There once was a girl with a curl right in the middle of her forehead. When she was good, she was very, very good. When she was bad, she was horrid. Love your hair with that curl. Okay, Gail. Yes, yes. Thanks everyone for hitting the thumbs up. I really do appreciate that. I definitely appreciate that. So that's one of the things we want to talk about. I did want to talk about one other thing, and that is a new challenge that I want to do for the month of February. Someone did ask me if I would continue the hashtag Jar It Up 2023 challenge for the month of February, but I'm not going to continue that for the month of February. But I will bring back that hashtag Jar It Up 2023 the third week of every month. We'll do that, and I'll post something about that. And what I will do, though, the new challenge that I would like to bring is hashtag homemade mixes 2023. That's the one thing that I wasn't able to do with this particular Jar It Up challenge because I was doing so many different things. I didn't get to bring my mixes. and I have so many mixes that I wanted to do for this challenge. So I thought about it. That's exactly right, Morris Family Studio. Thank you so much. Hashtag homemade mixes 2023. Morris Family Studio has it right there. That's what we're going to do for the month of February, everybody. We're going to do the hashtag homemade mixes 2023. Yes. So I'm loving it. I'm hoping that we can see all of the various mixes that you all will be making. I know that some of you make your own seasonings. You know, as I said, I was quite frugal, very frugal. And so I made a lot of my own mixes and I wanted to do that again. It's time for me to stock up. I make a lot of rice mixes, you know, chicken flavored rice mixes. I do a lot of mixes. You can make you can make many things a lot healthier with your ingredients. So you're purchasing your ingredients and you can make your mixes from your ingredients. And that's what we want to do. We want to show people how you can make your own chicken flavored rice, your own uh, uh, chili mix, your own brownie mix. You can make so many different homemade mixes. And you make your own rub and seasonings, Mike. So that is great. I'd love to see that in the hashtag homemade mixes 2023, Mike. I'd love to see that. You make your own rubs. And a lot of people make their own seasonings, their own rubs, their own uh, a lot of different types of things. I make your own cornbread mixes. I make brownie mixes. Just so many different mixes that we can make that will also help us to save money. So we're going to start that for the month of February. I'm hoping to be able to do something every month. You make your own seasoning, Sidney Johnson and family. So that is great. So I'd love to see you participate in this challenge. I'd love to see you participate in this challenge. And then again, I will still continue to do the hashtag jarred up challenge the third week of every month. But I'm really excited about this hashtag homemade mixes 2023 challenge because this is going to help a lot of us that we do have all these staples and we do purchase and have quite a bit of of ingredients. You'd love to have a good cornbread mix. Gail, the cornbread mix that I make and I put up, it's more like it's like a jiffy mix is what it is. And so it's a sweet cornbread mix, but you can leave that part out of it and it will still be a cornbread mix, but very similar to the one that you purchased, the jiffy mix. And but it is it's homemade with your cornmeal and your all your other ingredients. And so I think that that's one thing that is going to be important for all of us to help us save money. We can use all these ingredients that we have, the rice that we have to make our own rice mixes. Gotta run, homework time. Good night, Morris Family Studio. Good night. Good night. Good to see you. Thank you so much for coming in. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you. You like sweet cornbread? Yes, exactly, Gail. And so I'm going to be bringing that mix as well. You're looking forward to the rice mix. There's a book that I used to follow years ago, and I was trying to find it, and it's really and I'll have that book next week is what I'll do. And it really was a lot about frugal eating and made a lot of mixes. And I made a lot of my mixes because I had all of those ingredients. And so I jar up my rice mixes and my brownie mixes. I just have all the ingredients, and the good thing about that is I know what's in those mixes because I put every ingredient in there, and to me that's very important. It's easy to go out and buy a box of Jiffy or a box of something else, but you may think it's only, that it's only, I don't know how much those boxes are, let's say 69 cents or something like that. But if you have a big bag of cornmeal and you already have flour and things like that, it's much cheaper to make your own. I'm going to find that. I'm going to get it. It's Live Your Life for Half the Price. That's the name of it, Maria Graham. And I don't have it in front of me. I have a gazillion books. I'm a book person. And on all honesty, I used to work for a publishing company many, many, many years ago. And so I have a gazillion books. And that's one of the books. It's Live Your Life for Half the Price. And it's really about frugal living. And that's one. And I definitely lived very frugally, and I still utilize a lot of those practices today, and it does help. You're very welcome, Maria. I'll bring the book with me next week, and I'll show it. May even have a giveaway with that book, because it really is a good way to save money, a good way to be frugal. Has a lot of different ideas in there, not just food, but but yes, it is a good time to read books like that. Again, it is, but it has a lot of different ways to live your life frugally. And I followed a lot of those, a lot of things in the book. And as well as all of the recipes, because there were a lot of homemade mixes and things that you could do from ingredients that you had. And for me, and I think a lot of you in the chat, we purchase ingredients, and when purchasing those ingredients, you can do so much with that. Corn porridge is yummy too. Corn porridge, that sounds good. Just get some coconut milk, condensed milk, mix your spices, cinnamon leaf, nutmeg, and vanilla. Wow, that does sound good. I think a lot of us will be eating a lot differently. How to dehydrate now? Yes. And then if you saw my video today, I dehydrated some rice. And my daughter-in-law, I said in the video, she was asking me, why was what was I going to do with the dehydrated rice? Because you can cook it, for those of you that have Instapots, you can cook that in 33 minutes is what she said. But there are times that you might need that dehydrated rice. You're going to use your dehydrator more often. Yes, Cheryl, it's important to pull that dehydrator out and use it. I had to put mine away for a little while for something, but I have it back out now, and I've been using it regularly. It's been running very low on your bread flour. And that's one of the things, one of the reasons to make sure you keep a really good inventory, to make sure that you don't run low, because these things are going to be harder and harder to get as the wheat crops didn't do so well last year, and so those bread flours will be pretty hard to get. So make sure you do your inventories this weekend or this week, if you get a chance. Inventory your food so that you know what you have, what you need to purchase. Mike's Chaotic Gardener, you make a chai seed pudding mix. Oh, that sounds really good. I'd love to see that also in the hashtag homemade mixes 2023. I'd love to see that in that. Hi, Kettle Kitchen. How are you? You love to donate a USDA complete guide home cannon for a wonderful friend and asset to the community. Well, Kettle Kitchen, I appreciate you. I appreciate you. I am going to have some questions. And so, yes, that will be great. So, Nikki, hi, Nikki. You've stockpiled some wheat berries. You have some wheat berries. I do too. I do too. Have you checked on them to make sure that your wheat berries are good? I checked on mine, and mine are doing good still. But the wheat berries are supposed to last for quite some time. Hi, Black's Tropical Homestead. How are you? What's up, soul brothers and soul sisters? Good to see you. Good to see you. You would love to win. You love to win that. Yes, you love to win that book. That really is a good book. USDA. You can also go out on the site. Some people you can print it. Takes a lot of paper, but you can go out and print that as well. And they're a very good resource for canning or preserving altogether. You cook wheat berries and you make a salad. Oh wow, that's really good. That is really good. So you just came from your Azure Standard pick up, Nikki. What all did you pick up from Azure? What did you pick up? That's where I really like to get all of my beans and my rice, and well, not necessarily my rice, but I like to get my beans, my wheat berries, my things like that I buy in bulk. I like to get my things from Azure Standard. Life with Mecca and family. Good night, host and everyone. Hey, how are you? How are you doing? Good to see you. Good to see you. So one of the things, if you have been following along with the videos, I think I want to have a giveaway right now. And this is for someone with a Cash App, okay? So this will be someone with a Cash App. Yes. So the question is for right now, name 2 ways. The first person that I see that can name 2 ways that I preserved this past month will win the $25 Cash App. So you'll need to be able to give me your Cash App. Okay. So name 2 ways that I preserved in the month of January. That's exactly right, Black's Tropical Homestead. That's right. And Cheryl was second, but that's exactly right, Black's Tropical Homestead. So if I can get your Cash App, I'll definitely send you the $25 Cash App. Yes. Fermenting and water. Yes. Water bath cannon. Yes. Congratulations, Black's Tropical Homestead. Congratulations. Yes. Thank you guys. Thanks everyone for coming. I really appreciate it. I do. Kettle Kitchen will come up with something for the USDA canning book that you have and that you want to donate. We'll come up with that. And I guess this will be the question that I can ask for that. So this is for Kettle Kitchen, the USDA. This is from Kettle Kitchen, USDA preserving book. I have one. I don't have it up here, but I do have one. It's a very good book. USDA is where we get all our information and we learn how to can. Yes, someone mentioned you. Oh, I'm glad that you're here, Gail. I'm glad that you're here. And so the question that I'll ask for that, and then the first one that I see, what is the challenge for February that I mentioned? What's the challenge going to be that I mentioned for February? First one that I see with that challenge will get Kettle Kitchen. My Granny's Garden. She has it. My Granny's Garden. So remember, hashtag homemade mixes 2023 will be our challenge for February. So we're going to be making some homemade mixes. Okay. I know that in February, I think Kettle Kitchen, you guys, and along with Not for Nothing, you all are doing thank you, Black's Tropical. I see that you guys are doing what is it? A chili smackdown. You guys will be doing a chili smackdown. I didn't get into that, but maybe next time I'll get into that. But yeah, so congratulations to My Granny's Garden and congratulations to Black's Tropical Homestead. I appreciate it. I appreciate everybody coming. You know, we have been on here for an hour now. I don't want to keep you guys too much longer. Lala, I think I did speak to you earlier. In Black's Tropical, I have that for you. And My Granny's Garden, we'll connect and make sure that we get that. We'll get that book out to you. Hi, Senior and Living Today. How are you doing today? Good to see you. Good to see you. Yes, congratulations to everyone in here. Listen, I really want to thank my moderators that have been in here. They're doing such a great job. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. I appreciate everyone coming out and supporting today. I really do. Thank you. I hope that you saw someone in the chat that you didn't know. If there are folks in here that you don't know, please go and visit someone in the chat that you don't know. Just say hi to them and that you saw them on this live, and I would appreciate that so much. And support one another. That's a very important thing, that we do support one another. So yes, thank you. Thank you so much. Have a good night, Lala. I appreciate you. Yolanda the Gardener, thank you so much. I appreciate you for coming. Gail, thank you. Thank you. Senior Living Today, thank you. Yes, thank you so much, Nikki, the everyday life of an OCD chick. Please hit that like button. I appreciate it. Thank you so much, Gardening with Stacy. I appreciate it. Kettle Kitchen, I sure will. I absolutely will. Thank you so much for that donation. I appreciate you as well. Thank you so much, the New Orleans Gardener Linda. We love you too. See you tomorrow on your live and talking about the garden. Thank you. J3GS Farms. Never goodbye, but see you later. Bless you. Be blessed. Thank you so much, Yankee Sister. Appreciate it. Black's Tropical. Thank you. Thank you. Maria Graham. Good night. BNC Gardening Experiments, Homestead and Bacon. Thank you so much for coming. Life with Mecca and Family. Thank you. Good night, Mike's Chaotic Gardening. Cassandra South Fulton Garden. Good night. Thank you so much for coming. Blessings. I appreciate everyone. Thank you so much, Walking in Divine Purpose, my sister. Thank you. Appreciate you as well. Barb Brownlee, I appreciate it. Awesome live. Have a blessed and health safety night. Safe night, everyone. Thank you so much. Thank you again. The everyday life of an OCD chick. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for coming and moderating. Veggie Farm Garden. Have a wonderful week. Thank you. Sydney Johnson and family. Love you too, sis. Thank you so much. Appreciate you again, Kettle Kitchen. Thank you. Sharon, love you. Good night. Cheryl Faulkner, have a wonderful night. I appreciate you. Appreciate your support. BNC Gardening Experiments, Homestead and Bacon. Good night to everyone. Walking in Divine Purpose. Please remember to turn. You know what? I am still not monetized, Walking in Divine Purpose. So for anyone that wants to and can run my playlist, I really will appreciate that, because I am not monetized, so you won't see any ads. Thank you though for reminding me of that. Yes, and God bless you as well, Walking in Divine Purpose, sister. So anyone would like to run my playlist, I do have a 24-hour playlist. I appreciate that, because I am not monetized. I still need to get my watch hours. Thank you, Miss Shirley OG Gardner. I appreciate you. Have a wonderful evening. Good night, Gardening with Stacy. Take care. Take care, my Granny's Gardener. Thank you. I appreciate you running my playlist. I really do. I appreciate that. And my Granny's Garden, I think I may have your address, but if I don't, please send that to me. Thank you, everyone. Again, thank you for running my playlist. Thank you, Life with Mecca and Family. I appreciate you. Thank you so much, Black's Tropical Homestead, for running my playlist. I appreciate it. Thank you so much, Divine Walking in Divine Purpose. I know you are running it as well. Yes, get those watch hours up. Absolutely, for running my playlist. Everyone, have a good night. Have a wonderful week. I'll see you all later on. Take care. Love you all.